Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile. Through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near.
Welcome to another ClassicGlue review. Hello and welcome to another glue review. Today we watch. Am I coming through? And you see me? How do I look? How's this? Am I in frame? Joker here? Greetings, Chuckles. Mind if I take over? The city could use a clean sweep.
Don't die on me.
And I have just the right crew. Hope you're watching, Gotham. This one's for you. Back to you, Chuckles. Am I back? Okay, so where were we? Oh yes, that's right. Today we watch Joker, a 2019 comic book drama directed by Todd Phillips and starring Joaquin Phoenix. Forever alone in a crowd, failed comedian Arthur Fleck seeks a connection to life as he walks the streets of downtrodden Gotham City. Arthur, who wears two masks, the one he paints for his day job as a city clown, and the one he projects in a futile attempt to feel like he's part of the world, to cover his involuntary laughing as he cares for his aging mother. Isolated, bullied, and disregarded by society. As truths are learned and Gotham falls to chaos, Fleck's descent into madness is solidified with his acceptance of he is who he is, and announces his arrival as the Joker live on TV, and declares, "It is not he that is mad, but the world that is truly criminally insane." Well, that's a brief synopsis of the film without spoiling too much. I know a lot of people are still have not seen it yet, but you should definitely see this movie. Wow, oh wow. Forget any media stories you heard. Forget about theaters closing and police on guard because of this movie. While it may have happened at certain theaters, it didn't happen in my area. I will tell you, it was an adventure to see this movie. Now, we had tickets to the 11:15 a.m. show here at the BURBANK 16. We usually go early just so we can but to relax and talk while we wait for the movie. We got there plenty of time. There are people in line obviously waiting for the same show. the box office is surprisingly closed. The signs are on, the lights are there, but there's construction on the other half of the building, and it had kind of blocked the parking structure, so we actually had to go around the entire shopping center to come in another entrance to get there. So we're waiting, more people are showing up, nobody is coming, and people are wondering what's going on. Now, at the AMC 6, this is not unusual. If the first show is at 11:15, you'll be hard-pressed for them to actually be open by 11. Maybe it's because they're short-staffed or it's a smaller cinema, but they never open early. So we figured, okay, this has got to be normal. You know, there were no early shows, and they're just taking their time opening. We waited about 15 minutes, then 11 o'clock came. This should be about when somebody's in the booth. Another guest goes up, and he's talking to someone who is actually at the door. So the guy who was up there came down and said, well, yeah, they're not going to open until 1. But they did give me 2 free tickets, and an invitation for him to come back at 1 and see it in Dolby. So we went upstairs, and we really had a whole day planned of doing things. So we weren't going to wait around till 1. We went upstairs, actually talked to the guy. Very nice. Usually they want ticket stubs and this and that. No. We're sorry about that. We'll give you 2 free tickets each. So we got 2 upgrade premium Dolby tickets. Said, well, you can come back at 1 or go to somewhere else. So we checked the app, and what do you know? There was an 11:15 at the AMC 6, some distance apart, and it was already 11:12. Hustled to our car. Made it to the other theater. Of course, it was sold out. Well, not really. There were maybe a few spaces. We got in. What do you know? But the only seats available were in the front row. And wow. I just talk about cinematic artistry. And wow, this movie should sweep every category that it's eligible for. Cinematography, best adapted screenplay, best actor, best director, best sound design, best score or music. It was fantastic. Film directors out there, or new, or don't know what the hell you're doing, watch this movie. The message is, look at this color and grain and size and camera angles. This would be like the lost Scorsese picture. They've made several suggestions that it looked like Taxi Driver. Well, I could say it's from that era. Personally, I think it's more like the French Connection in the way it's shot because of the angles and the driving and New York itself. It's beautifully shot and it's been aged. It starts off with the classic Warner Brothers logos from that time period. I'd say between 79 and 82. I hear this movie is set in maybe 83. And then it starts with big titles like you would see in like the Western. And then the music, very evocative mood. You're in gritty Gotham, but you'd swear it was 1979 and you were in a General Cinema, Philadelphia or New York, and this movie that cost $2. The film work is great. There are a lot of actors in this, of course. None that you would know. I mean, one of the clowns he worked with is kind of famous for TV. I think he was in The Sopranos. But everybody else, pretty much a nobody. Such good writing and direction and the whole flow. There's not a single low part of this movie. Surprisingly, 2 days before I saw this movie, there was an actual news story about a local cinema with increased police presence because of a quote, credible threat, and they had to close. Of course, nothing happened, and they lost revenue. Meanwhile, the Joker is making money out the wazoo, because, of course, that's where money comes from, the wazoo. There's no such thing as negative press for this movie. Love it, hate it, it just makes people want to see it even more. The reason I call this a comic book drama, because it's in the fictional world. But if you took the name Joker out of it, it'd just be a crime drama from the 70s or early 80s. It's only comic book in name only. And it takes a long time to actually get to the whole Joker part because, as I said, there's no message in this movie. It's in the past, so it's not a commentary on today. It's not about Trump. I don't know why people think that. It's set in the 80s. It's a fictional universe. There's no sexist agenda. It's just a pure story about a man that's a hard life. He's trying to cope with it. He has a sick mother. There's a girl he likes down the hallway. He has a caseworker. Gotham is gritty. I lived in Philadelphia between the late 70s, early 80s. And that perfectly captured the tone of big city to make it look like Gotham. Because most of New York still looks like it did in the 70s, 80s. There were no special effects in this movie. The one scene that you think is special effects, when you see Joaquin Phoenix and he's doing his stretching and his ribs are all sticking out. First I thought, well, they used some kind of prosthetic. But no, he got that way deliberately. He got sick, so he suffered for his art, and it shows. And I guess it actually put them behind schedule, and there was no time to do reshoots, so they just shot as it was, and it lended to the character, into his descent into, I guess you'd say, madness, but for him, there was no madness. I've heard a lot of crazy reviews by crazy writers who didn't see the movie. I said they weren't going to see the movie, and yet they could give an opinion on something they haven't seen. How? That's ridiculous. You can't make a valid criticism on a film that if you haven't seen it. So anyway, back to the story. After accidentally dropping a gun he had on him while he was dancing for some kids at the hospital, he gets a phone call from his boss where they just let him go and say, I'm sorry, you're fired. And he's on the train. He just wants to go home. He's tired from the day. And that subway car is pretty empty. But there are 3 young, Wall Street bankers that are clearly drunk, harassing this other lady sitting across from them. And Arthur's just minding his own business, but he has a few moments of unintentional laughter, which, of course, gain the ire of these drunk hooligans. It escalates from there. She leaves, goes to another car, because back in those days you could open the doors and travel between cars. So they come over and, about a funny clown, they start singing a song, harassing him, throw him to the ground, until he's had enough, and he just happens to have that gun on him that he thought he was going to kill his boss with, and nails all 3 of them. They really deserved it. I mean, they beat him shitless. So he was perfectly right to defend himself. Meanwhile, Gotham, there's a strike with sanitation. People are just pissed. The next morning, when the news is covering Subway vigilante kills 3 bad guys. And Thomas Wayne, who I guess wants to run for mayor because the current administration sucks, called the people of Gotham clowns. So they kind of adopted the whole clown motif on their own without even knowing Arthur Fleck's predilection for being a clown. It just so happened that a witness saw a clown kill the punks on the train, so they all started to dress like clowns. So this is making Arthur happy, inside at least. He gets up the courage to actually do stand-up. Doesn't go too well because of his Arthur laughing. Of course, the King of Comedy connection. It's a talk show kind of like The Tonight Show, and he highlights Arthur's failing at the Comedy Store and wants to bring him on his own show, but to make fun of him. He jabs the low people to make yourself feel better, and everybody has a good chuckle. It's the wrong person to actually aggravate. But that was his lifelong dream. He wanted to always be a comedian and be on the Murray Show. I'm not going to spoil the ending, what happens, but that's when he announces, yeah, the world's crazy. Have you not looked around? I'm not insane. You're insane. The Joker is born when he came through those curtains. And I think you will really enjoy every frame of this movie. The music is perfect, the direction is perfect, the ending could leave for a possible sequel. I don't think it could have Batman in the sequel, because again, this Arthur Joker is way too old, and you saw little Bruce Wayne in the movie, so he couldn't have been more than 12 years old. So there's no way he'll come out of Arkham sometime and have little Bruce be old enough to actually be Batman. So it would probably just be an independent crime spree movie with the Joker, which is great. It'll be fun, it'll be enjoyable. One thing, this is a fictional story, people. This guy doesn't exist. Anybody who's so deluded in their head to think that this will influence or affect anybody, well then they're the crazy one. Because this is a film, it's all made up. Saw was a movie, there were 8 of them. And in every movie, at least 8 people got tortured and killed. No one duplicated that. Halloween, Jason, Freddy Krueger, big slasher flicks. No one ever had any trouble. Now, when I look back at the classic horror films, they're not scary. They're actually funny, but in a good way. It's so ridiculous at how everybody died. Don't split up. Okay, I'm gonna look in this room, you look in that room, and they get killed. Okay, don't be alone in the house and answer the phone. Hello? Do you like scary movies? It's ridiculous. The kills in horror movies have always been outrageously ridiculous. So ignore the haters. Go see the movie for yourself. Have fun, because that's all this is. The message of this movie is, look, it's a guy's life. He's having a bad day. Feel for the guy. Sure, he did bad things, but you still feel for the guy. Did you ever see Falling Down? This movie is pretty much Falling Down for comic books. Michael Douglas has a bad day, got fired from work, gets stuck in traffic. Some punk wants to steal his only possession, a briefcase that had nothing in it but an orange. Then some gangsters hijack him. He takes their guns, he kills all them people. All he wants to do is give a teddy bear to his daughter, which his strange wife won't let him do. It ends with him giving the teddy bear, it's a little bloody, to the kid. He gets arrested. Is he the bad guy? Sure. Was he insane? Maybe. But you felt for him. He was the anti-hero of that movie. Check out The Joker. It's a great movie. You know what to do. Like, share, click the little notification bell if you haven't already subscribed. And I will see you in the next review. Bye. Show your friends you support Classic Glue while showing the world who you back in the battle of the second screen. The brand new Classic Glue t-shirt from Zazie. Sizes vary from small to 6X, and you can take your choice of colors from olive, forest green, camo, and many, many more. And if you haven't already, go ahead and order a team hoodie. And I love Classic Glue tee, an opening team tee, or an athletics tee as well. The link is below in the description. You're gonna look great. People love these shirts, and they fit wonderfully. If you enjoyed this video and want to stick around, why not subscribe to this channel by clicking the glue bottle in the middle. Ring that bell for notifications, and stay tuned. More videos are coming right up.